Welcome back to FatChat by Body Majic. Now, today, I'm very, very excited because I'm co-hosting with an absolute bloody legend. He played one legendary game for the West Coast Eagles. He's an absolute fucking star. He's on every media outlet. He's on Channel 7, The West, co-host of BackChat. He's just bloody everywhere. Please welcome Hamish Brayshaw.
Wow, what a wrap. We're clapping again.
Woo!
Shit, yeah. What an intro. Nah, it's great to be here. FatChat. Wow.
FatChat. Well,
we're here.
The reason why I've actually got FatChat is because of you. So anybody that doesn't know this story, I'm sure you would have been listening to the pods the last couple of weeks, is that when I started chatting to Scully about doing a podcast, he was like, "Oh yeah, we've got this thing going on, FatChat."
Yep.
And it was a segment that you had on the BackChat show.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about the segment.
So at the start of this year, so what are we? We're in mid-July now. I reckon it was maybe the first week of January. I was in Melbourne with my family and fat as a house.
Yep.
I had a good 2 or 3 months of drinking, piss and eating whatever I wanted off the back of the football season. Having fun.
As you do.
I remember having to... So we do 100 hundreds at Christmas as our family Christmas tradition.
I have got this on, which I was going to bring up later on.
We'll get to that. Yep. But I did that. I ran that at about 105 kilos.
Oh, my God.
And so I finished that, and it was the hardest thing ever. And then I reckon in the week from there till New Year's Eve, I would have had probably 15 to 20 beers a day and just loving life.
Oh, yeah.
Got to the first or 2nd of January, and then Dad was like...
Enjoying your life. How dare you?
I know.
Seriously.
But it was funny. I'd just gotten out of the spa, and I'd probably had I was in there with my brothers who are professional athletes and were not drinking beer. We played golf. I was in the spa, and we were in there for probably an hour, and I'd had 8 beers in the spa. And I got out, and Dad looked at me and he goes, "What the fuck are you doing, mate? What are you doing with your life at the moment?"
Were you in budgies as well coming out?
He goes, "Yeah, I was in my budgies."
Yes,
how fat are... He didn't even ask me how much I weigh. He said, "How fat are you right now?" I was like, "Oh, about 105." And he goes... Anyway, we got into it a little bit and told him all the rest. "Fuck off, mate. I'm not a professional athlete, whatever. You're a waffle captain, blah, blah, blah." Anyway, so the bet got laid down. I was intoxicated, so this is probably the reason the bet got made. But the bet was that I would be under 90 kilos by the first week of WAFL season. So the Monday of round 1, I would be under 90 kilos.
And how long was that roughly? That was what, 3 months-ish?
Yeah, that would have been about 3 months.
10 weeks, something like
3
that?
3 weeks.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah, I reckon it would have been maybe 3 and a bit months, just over. So,
which is a big weight loss in that time.
It's an almighty weight loss. And so I sort of took it a bit seriously to start with. I was probably 103 when I brought it up on the podcast.
Yep.
And said to the boys, this is what my dad said. Let's make a deal. Let's make a go of it. Scully wanted to lose weight. Dan wanted to lose weight. The next week we came in and weighed in.
And the bet, what did you win if you won?
I won a brand new tailor-made driver, the new Stealth 2.
So that was the stakes.
That was the stakes. So he was so confident. He wagered a driver.
How much is that driver worth?
$1,200.
Oh.
And I had to buy him a golf jacket, which was $100. I went with a golf jacket. So I was
Perfect.
like, well, win-win. Either 1, I get there and get a driver, or 2, I get pretty close, I'm still reasonably fit, and then I only have to buy him a jacket.
Perfect.
So I probably was up maybe 101, 102 when I brought it up on the podcast. We weighed in about 2.5 weeks later, 3 weeks later, and I was down to 98. So I'd done a bit of work. I'd put the work in, and then I had 10 weeks to lose 8.3 kilos or something it was. And tried my best, got down to probably 94, maybe 95, 96 in a couple of weeks. And then by that point, we were in the thick of preseason. We're playing practice games, and I'm like, this is getting hard to actually lose the weight and still...
I was going to say, and perform as well, because that's a seriously high level of football that you're trying to perform and play well at as well.
So I was trying my best to do that, and I'm an idiot, have no idea really. I know what good food nutrition is, but at the same time, I didn't care. I was just I just want to play footy.
Yep. The goal was just awesome. It was just the weight and football.
Get to the weight. And then, so probably 5 weeks out, I thought to myself, I'm not going to do this properly, so I'm going to cheat. And the cheat was the UFC do the weight cutting to make weight. I'd done a little bit of looking into that.
And you've gone, I've got this.
And I was I'd seen guys...
You've watched a couple of TikToks, you've gone, this doesn't look that bad.
I watched a bloke go from 190 pounds to 160 pounds in a day, which is 15 kilos. And I was like...
You should have just done that at the start. You should have saved yourself
if he can do that in a day, I can lose 5 kilos, 6 kilos in a day, no worries. And so what ended up happening was I then, from 95 kilos, blew back out to about 97.
Oh, yeah.
Thinking, I've got this. And then, so Friday, I needed to weigh in on the Monday. Friday morning I was 97.1, and then Monday morning I was 89.7.
Wow.
So, got the job done in the end. Nearly killed myself.
Amazing.
But got it done. That was the essence of FatChat. I tried to lose weight.
And you did successfully,
Well,
won the
yeah.
driver, and then how's the driver been? Has
Driver's
been
been
swinging the
phenomenal.
shit
Yeah,
out of
I've
it,
just
or
been
what?
moosing the shit out of it. But
So good.
yeah, so the driver's been good. I put all the weight back on. Scully didn't lose any weight, and I think Dan's put a little bit of it back on.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, when you rolled around, we thought, well, we're idiots. We don't know what we're doing, but you do. So that was the essence of this new Fat Chat.
Exactly right. And then that's what we've got coming up at the moment as well,
Yep.
is the official Fat Chat Challenge.
Shit,
so
yeah, we do.
what we've got with the challenge, we've been on the other pods promoting a little bit, but it's bringing a little bit more structure
Yep.
to pretty much doing what you were doing.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think what everybody was enjoying so much was the fact that you're in on the group chat.
Yeah.
You were updating everybody on all your progress, which was kind of the fun. It was part of the journey, and it actually like inspired other people to lose weight. I chatted to a guy on the phone today that signed up that lost 20 kilos during that challenge.
the first one, yep.
And now he's doing the challenge now, which is just amazing. So like, you inspired all these people to actually do all these great things.
Yeah.
And we're trying to bring exactly what you were doing there and bring it to the masses and bring it to everybody with a little bit more structure. So we've got the Fat Chat group chat
Shit, yeah, we
that's
do.
on my website, which is going to be awesome. All the boys, yourself, Dan, Will's all on it. We've got one-on-one coaching, so I'll be checking in with everybody each week. It's going to be good fun. And like, everybody's going to be a little bit different as to what they want to do as well. So we can just tweak little bits and pieces. Everyone's advice is going to be a little bit different. We've got workout programs, personalized cookbooks, habit forming tools and features on the website. Heaps of stuff going on.
Nice.
And the sign-ups are still on. So we've got like 2 weeks till we start.
Yep.
It's only $25 a week. We're also doing an in-person Saturday session down at Park. So we're going to do some north of the river, some south of the river. We'll keep moving it around so everybody can get to one at some point.
Yep.
And we're going to get together. All the BackChat guys are going to be here. You're going to come down.
I'll try
you might not
in and
be
around
training.
football.
Yeah.
I'll
You
try and
might
be
just
there.
be yelling positivity.
Yeah, Captain Positive. I'll bring my Captain Positivity.
Please bring it. Yeah, it's exactly what we want. Bring the driver. Bring the
Yeah,
driver.
I'll bring
just,
the stealth.
just swing the driver.
Just practice swings. I'll just get down there and do some practice swings at the beach.
Well, it's going to be a lot of fun. So the sign-ups are now on. It's over at my website at www.bodymagic.fit. There's limited spots for it. They're filling up. There's a little bit of startup stuff. So if you've been thinking about it, get on it now.
Yeah, get yourself in there.
Get on
it
there
done.
now. It's going to be a
No
lot
question.
of fun. But make sure you go sign on up. Bloody love your work, Hammer, for all the work that you've done for Fat Chat so far. And let's just go back to something that you said before. I want to know about the 100-100s.
Yeah.
All right? Because it sounds like fucking child abuse to me.
No, it's fun. It's great.
Yeah, tell me about it.
When was it? I reckon we've been doing it for nearly 10 years now. Angus. So we got 4 brothers: Will, Angus, Andrew, and myself.
Yep.
Angus, Will never was into footy. He was in the army straight out of school. But Angus was a very talented young footballer and was always aspiring to get drafted. And I reckon he would have been 16 at the time, looking to get drafted as an 18-year-old, and his program started to ramp up, and he started to get more into high performance stuff and looking down that path. And my old man, Dad, got drafted, and he played at North Melbourne for a few years, won a flag at Claremont, was a reasonable footballer himself. And the question got asked what the hardest thing he ever had to do at training was. Dennis Pagan was his coach at North Melbourne and made them run 100-100s one day during pre-season. And he said that stood out to him as being the hardest thing that he did. And so it was sort of a tongue-in-cheek conversation around like, oh, when does, the best players get better when no one else is doing any work, and that old cliche. And it became like, okay, well, when's no one doing anything? And Christmas morning became the thing. And it was like,
because nobody is doing it.
Who the hell's going to do it? Who's going to be doing anything on Christmas morning? And so it sort of was a nice blend of those two. What's the hardest thing you've ever done on a day when no one's doing it? Righto, let's run 100-100s on Christmas morning.
Fucking hell.
And so the tradition was born off the back of that.
So how old were you when this happened?
I reckon I would have been 14.
Yeah.
And so maybe 13. Yeah. So
and you were obviously playing football.
I was playing football, but I was not, I was nowhere near high performance at that point. I was just doing it for the sake of doing it. So we started, the first year we did it, there was myself, Andrew, Angus, Corey Rich, who was a friend of mine, and then Jack Munro and Joel Constable were a couple of other mates that did it with us. And we started doing it on 45 seconds. So you'd run your 100 metres, and then when the 45-second time went, you turn around and go.
So it's like a beat test.
Pretty much a beat test. So 100-metre run, shuttle run
That's
on the
outrageous.
45-second timer, yeah. So everyone completed it the first year. The second year we did it, we still did it on 4. I reckon we knocked it down to 40 that next year. But this was sort of in and around me hitting puberty, and I went out before I went up.
Oh, yeah.
And so
did
like,
I, yeah.
Yeah, my balls dropped, but I was fat, essentially. FatChat in the same sort of... So anyway, my older brother did it, Will. He'd come back from... he was on holidays having Christmas with us, and he was also fat. And him and I both didn't finish it that year. So there was two... it's only been 1 year out of 10 that I haven't actually finished it.
And you didn't get any Christmas presents that year, did you?
No, I didn't have any Christmas presents, and I was sitting in a plank all lunch. No, but I was fat and didn't finish it. Will vomited on himself and didn't finish it. But over the years, it's gone from a 45-second timer to now it's 35.
Oh.
And
what?
Like, Andrew is supremely fit. Angus is supremely fit. And they're like cruising through it and want to knock it down to 30. And I'm like,
no. Yeah.
That'll be tough. That's like genuinely MAS running on 100 meters. So that'll be really hard. But we've been doing it for 10 years, but we've got a shitload of people that do it. So
yeah, because I've seen was it in Perth that you did one last year where you had like heaps of Freo guys? Did Sean come down and do it?
I don't know that Sean did it.
There was someone I was training of the Dockers that came and did it one year. Maybe Caleb.
Yeah, Caleb's done it. I reckon Josh Tracy did it.
Oh, Josh Tracy. It was Josh Tracy.
I reckon Josh Tracy got it done. So there's been a few. We had 2020, the COVID year. Most of my family lives in WA anyway. So we had me, Will and Andrew were there. We had all of Will's mates, a couple of my mates came and did it. And then Andrew and a bunch of the Dockers boys that couldn't get out of WA were like, well, we're going to have a family Christmas with the sort of the castaways.
The boys,
so they all came and did the 100s, and then a bunch of the Peel boys came and did it because they wanted to. We ended up having like 40 people running 100s at City Beach Oval on Christmas Day. But
wow.
The good thing for me, and I mean, you talk about the community of FatChat, this 100 has sort of grown its legs a little bit. I'm getting messages from people all throughout the year asking me what time we do it on, how quick, like what's the turnaround, how long we've been doing it for. So there'd be across the country a bunch of random people jumping at parks and doing it in the morning. So it's turned into
just a fucking inspiration.
Pretty nice little tradition.
Everywhere you go, just inspiring people.
Pretty good little tradition we've got going on. So it's good.
I might have to come down for one.
My brother Will is in the army, as I said. He did it in Afghanistan 1 year.
Really? So it was international event.
We've had it done internationally. We've done it in Vietnam as a family. But yeah, Will had to do it on a treadmill because the air pollution in Kabul was off the charts. So he was in the gym, just did it on a treadmill.
Oh, on the treadmill.
On the tread, he did the 100.
God, wow.
Well, it only ends up working out to be 10K. So like, it's a reasonable run, but it's just the monotony of going up and back.
Up and down. Yeah. Wow, that is amazing. That is seriously impressive.
So if you're in Perth and we do it again this Christmas, we'll have to get you down.
100%. I'll be coming down. That's amazing.
You might have not recovered from your IronMan, but
yeah. I'd still be holding it, bro. I'll still be doing it.
We'll see.
I would have only just got around the jetty on the swim. And then the golf stuff. So you won the amazing driver.
Shit, yeah.
And I'm not into golf, even. Yep. I'm talking the slightest. But what I am into is watching hammer swings on your Insta story.
Yeah, that's. I can't remember why I even started that, but I was just like, I was playing golf one day, and I'd just been in such a form slump. I mean, you don't understand, you don't know golf, and you don't really care about it, and neither do a lot of people. But what's a sport that you like? Football.
I like football.
It's like being an AFL player and getting relegated to the twos. So I was soft capped on my handicap. So I've been playing okay, but I'm playing twos. And then I was stuck on that for months, which basically meant like I was in the twos having 5 touches a week for about 6 months. Yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
This is not good. Yeah.
Nothing was working. And I was just like, this is getting so frustrating. So one day I was like, I just basically recorded myself, vlogged myself playing golf. And I'm just explaining how shit this is and how much it sucked. And like, I had a bunch of people reply to it and say, fuck, this is funny and blah, blah, blah. And heaps of my mates that play golf, like, yep, I get it. Fuck, this shit. Have been there, done that. And so it sort of grew legs from that. And pretty much now, every time I go play golf, I'm filming it. It's probably not doing any wonders for my scoring because I'm worried about putting content up. But
you're setting the tripod up now.
So I'm still on my phone and just sort of, it's been pretty funny. So Hammer Swings is sort of taken off. And I'm loving it.
Like I said, I'm not into it at all, but I am into watching you getting really angry out of the golf field,
and it's annoying because like, the content is funnier when I'm not playing well. I've had a couple of rounds where like I've filmed myself and I've done really well, and people are like,
oh, well, that was a shit. That was a shit week.
Good on you, Hammer, you did well. Yeah, so it's it's been good fun. It's been very, very.
What
good
I
fun.
want to do as well, because obviously we're like co-hosting today. We've got my little segments and stuff we're doing, but let's go out on the golf course.
Yes.
And let's do our proper interview because I want to know everything about you and your professional career and everything you're up to now as well. But I want to like mic us up.
We'll go play golf.
Let's go play golf. I've never played. You think you're bad? I'm going to be really fucking bad.
Yeah, no, that'll be perfect. That'll be good. We'll do that. That'll be fun.
So, Hammer, have you been following along my Instagram lately?
I have been, mate. You're how's the knee?
It's much better. It's had
That's
a little bit
good,
of time
yeah.
off. The hammy's feeling not bad. Also had a bit of time off. Shoulder's not bad, but I've been swimming this morning.
You've been flying, by the looks of
Yeah,
things
I
in
was
the
going
pool.
very well this morning. A little bit of something in my forearm here, but we'll get into that a little bit
Swimmer's
later.
elbow.
But pretty much for anybody that hasn't been following along, I'm training for an Ironman with not a lot of experience of any endurance of anything actually, and I'm finding that pretty much I've got no fucking idea what I'm doing throughout this whole thing, which is kind of the fun part.
You get that.
Yeah. But I kind of thought, you know what? It's time. I'm doing all these injuries. The knee's fucked. The hammy's fucked. The shoulder's fucked. It's time to get some proper professional help, right? So, sitting next to me right now, he's won the Bustleton Ironman, the one that I'm just about to. He's won it. Actually won
almighty.
it. He holds all these state championships, state trial records the last 2 years, 10 podium finishes in triathlon events. He's the first WA person to run the whole thing that I'm doing in under 8 hours.
Christ.
It's fucking outrageous. Please welcome Matt Burton. Oh, mate. Mate.
Is all this clapping going to mess with it, Dan? Yeah,
That's
Keep it going.
cool.
Mate, welcome. And I've just said all these amazing things that you've done, but you're about to add being the coach of Body Magic to that
Yeah,
list.
that's a big one. Throw that one on the top.
That's huge. For people that don't know you, Matt, tell us a little bit about you. And obviously, you're a professional Ironman athlete. What sort of like hours are you doing training yourself? I couldn't imagine how many.
Your standard week could be 30 to 35, and then when we get closer to December, you'll find out it'll hit
35
towards
hours.
40. So I like to do about a month at around 40-hour weeks.
So pretty much like a full-time job.
That's a full-time job.
Full-time job, literally just running, cycling,
Ks, mate,
swimming,
yeah.
Ks.
I understand what an Ironman comprises of. What's your split? If it's 35 hours a week, how much you running, how much you swimming, how much you on the bike?
Yeah, so in those, I guess those key weeks, you'd be 100 to 120 running. You're riding 600.
120 running.
You're 600 to 700 on the bike. And the bike's what I love, right? So that's
So the bike's
it's
okay
enjoyable,
for you.
you know,
Yeah.
Especially right now in the winter. No, it's not enjoyable. But it's
I've
like
enjoyed none of it. I'm going,
No, you haven't even started yet. And they swim sort of around 25. Okay.
That's outrageous.
Fuck.
It's
You
actually
gotta-
just like, if you actually just think about that, like just, it's,
I'm sitting next to a bloke who's just smiled at me and said, "Yeah, I love riding 700 k's a week on top of everything else." Wow.
it's outrageous. But Matt, you're here because you have just been signed up to be the
Yeah.
Body Magic official coach for the Ironman. Congratulations.
Yeah, wow, that's
what an
massive.
amazing
That
honour.
is huge.
Are you
Thanks.
excited or?
Look, I've never had anyone quite your caliber ask me before
Excellent.
to assist them. I don't
Don't know if that's a good thing or a
Yeah.
bad thing. I'm not quite sure.
Didn't specify the caliber. I like it. Just real ambiguous.
you haven't really got started yet, so I don't want to judge too early.
I feel
but
like I really have.
Yeah,
got
I
started.
feel like
if this
it has
hasn't,
been.
if this isn't starting, I'm genuinely concerned as to what you think starting is.
Well,
But-
can we break that down? So we got about 120 k's of running, 700 k's of bike, and 25 k's of swimming.
There is
What
a
are
bit to
you
go.
doing?
Yeah, so currently, the best I've done so far,
Yeah,
Hammer,
what's your big
I've
week?
done 2.5 Ks swim. Yep.
In a whole week.
Yep, 2.5 Ks.
All right, so you're 10% of the way
Yep,
there.
110 ride. That's the best one I've done.
So yep.
And then probably 25 Ks run. So
Okay, so you haven't really started.
you're
yet.
right. Yeah.
And now we're back on the
When you
cross
say
trainer.
it,
So
when you say it out loud like that, you're right. I probably haven't started.
Yeah.
So, mate, we've got you in here because I've got so many questions to ask you as my new coach. So, you've just written me a new program, which has been great because sometimes the coach needs a coach. Like you need to level up your area of expertise. So, we've come calling for you. So, you've done me up a program. I've just finished day one. I kind of want to know. I've only really looked at the first couple of days. I kind of want to know what you've got planned for me and like why you do it that way and all that sort of thing.
we've got to get through this first week.
Yeah.
So we haven't.
That's true.
I can see. I've blocked out the rest for the next for this month.
Yep.
So you can't see it.
Great.
Because I just
Keep me
need you to
guessing.
focus on.
I like it.
1 week first.
Stay
right?
head in the
A lot of
game,
people-
mate. Head in the game.
you look too far ahead, you're not gonna. You'll get spooked by it. But yeah, I mean, the race isn't run on the cross trainer, so we need to get off that. Get your knee.
It's very true. It
Get
would be
your knee
good if it was on the
moving.
cross trainer. I'm loving the TV that I'm watching as I'm doing the cross trainer.
Yeah.
The TV's really good. I've been ripping through Succession. You watch Succession?
I haven't.
Oh, the rule. Yeah, Dan loves it over here.
Okay.
The rule is that I'm only allowed to watch Succession when I'm on either the trainer bike or on the cross trainer.
Sure.
That's like the little reward.
I don't mind that.
Sick
I like
reward.
that a lot.
That's
Yeah.
yeah.
Because that'll change when he's got to run outside. So. But yeah, it's very easy to get to jump into it. You know, you could try and run your 20K straight away, but your other knee will go.
Yep.
And your hips and your ankles. And so we need to progress your loading. To be honest, it was when I first had you slide into my DMs, I was like, you don't have much time.
No.
But the reality is you were really good about it. You were like, I just want to do it. I'm not trying to set the world alight. That was your first
I'm
statement.
not trying to fight you for a podium finish.
Respect the shit out of
that. I just want to get over the line and finish it. That's the goal. Yeah.
But we don't really want to walk too much.
No.
Right?
No.
That's if you're walking a lot, and I've walked plenty of times in, a marathon's far enough on its own, let alone after you've probably been going for 10 hours.
Yeah, it's fucking outrageous.
It ends up being just a war of attrition, right? So if you were able to run it all right, maybe not through the aid stations because you would need to take on aid in a race, right, drinking or whatnot.
Yeah,
that'd be a huge achievement. And so yes, there's a goal for you, but I've never had the opportunity to work with someone who's coming from zero endurance base.
Yes, with not a lot of time, like you said.
Yeah. You're a busy man.
So how long typically, if ideally, would you want to have someone to prep for an Ironman? Like first one, they've never done it before. Say me, what would be the ideal amount of time?
I coach a group of people. There's probably 10 of them total. None of them think you'll make it.
Well,
You've
to
given
this
yourself
group
like
of people, fuck you.
You've given yourself 8 months, haven't you?
It's a bit less than that. It was like 7 when I first started.
We've
And
got
what have
20
left?
weeks from last week.
Okay.
So if you have an aerobic base, 20 weeks is a good amount of time.
Yep.
I think you'll make it because I've now met you.
Yeah.
And it's very mental once you've been going for 4 hours.
I never doubted you for a second, mate.
Thanks, Amber. I know you didn't.
I'll put
I
that
know
one
you
on the
didn't.
radar. I'll
Yeah,
put that
yeah.
one on the record right now.
Scully was on here a couple of weeks ago going, no chance. So,
Yeah, I'll back you
was he
there.
part of the group? Is he in this fucking group chat?
Scully's not the fucking group.
Fucking Scully.
They're quite honest people too, but they were, obviously very polite. You probably won't get there, but
It's a fair,
didn't
it's
well-
a fair point they've got, I
So
think.
20 weeks is what you had from last week. How long? So how long would it be nice?
Yeah.
For a bloke like
6 months
6 months.
That's
yeah.
a bit more than 20 weeks.
Yeah, it's a bit more.
would be, to allow for that consistency. But what becomes super important is, and I'm not, we're not trying to win it, right?
No.
I'll do that. You
Yep.
just want to
You
try
win.
and get to the finish.
I'll high five you.
that's
Yeah,
it.
you'd be waiting for me.
I'll
That's
be
ideally.
finished and you'll probably still be on the bike, which
Yep.
is okay.
Yeah,
There's a lot of people doing it. So,
Yeah.
but what we're trying to achieve is what you can't do is you can't skip the long stuff. So if you skip the 6 hour rides that we need to do in training,
Yep.
if you're on the bike for 7 or 8 hours on the day and you've only really ridden for maybe 4 hours
Yeah,
in training,
righto. Yep.
it just
That's where it's really
you
going to...
gooch.
Yeah, of
Number
course.
one,
No
you
question,
know,
mate.
and then-
I've been there.
It's already going. Like,
Yeah,
it's all right.
like-
I've only done
it's
4
such a
hour
long
rides.
time to sit on a seat for.
Yeah, so I remember how old was I? I was in year 9, which would have put me at about 14, and my year 9 expedition was the Northeast Cycle, where I was cycling around the Otways in Victoria, and what we'd do 40 k's a day, and I would come off the bike, and I'd been hobbling around like I'd fucking sat on a cactus. It was the worst.
The hammer was hurting. It was
Shit, yeah,
just
it was.
like, yeah.
Yeah, it was fucked.
And bike seats have come a long way now, though.
Yeah,
I
was
think-
also riding, I think, a BMX.
I still
dirt bike or
think
something, a bazooka.
bumps like this the whole
I
time
had
as
pegs
well.
on the back. I was dinking the
single speed.
instructor.
But out of all the things that they can do now, how do they still not make a comfortable bike seat? That is out of all the things they can fucking grow ears and kidneys and shit in labs.
Yeah.
How do they not have a lab just for a bike seat that's comfortable for me to ride on?
No, they do.
They do.
Yeah, you've come to the right place. We can
sort
make
you out
we can
one.
make sure you don't get pressure in the wrong spots.
That's good. That's good.
Because the bike fit becomes. There's a lot of intricate parts of it, which I'm glad you've reached out because it's fine to. I guess you're in the industry, you understand health and fitness, but the ultra endurance games, it's pretty consuming.
Yeah.
Not only time, but you need to. You can equip yourself to make it more enjoyable, right? It's like people get confused. Not everyone's out there to try and win it, but you can enjoy the day and the whole experience a lot more if you tick a lot of these other boxes. So it's, every time you come in, you're not like crippling around like you're 70 all of a sudden.
It's gonna be me,
Is there a time where they just tap you on the shoulder and say, "Hey, buddy,
Yeah, there is.
you're done"?
How long? What's the max time?
Yeah, so there's 17 hours you've got, but there's cut-offs through the day. So you've only got 2 hours 20 to swim.
Holy fuck, I didn't know this.
And then you have to be off the bike by, I think it's 10 hours after start time. So it essentially gives you 8 hours to ride it. And then you've got 7 hours. If you walk a marathon, it takes about, like, from start to finish, it can take you about that time, 7 hours. So they sort of work it out where some people step off the bike and walk the whole thing.
The marathon. Yeah,
really?
Okay,
Is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that
you're going
there
to see
was
a whole world of it, mate. People being sick on the side, and if it gets hot in Busselton too, it's okay. It's flat, but it's very, it's in you. Like, you can't escape the sun in Busso.
No doubt.
There's not a lot of trees on the run.
Wow. So, like, some actual other questions for the actual day. So, like, obviously we're going for, like, how long do you reckon it will take me? If I can do it, how long will it take me?
Yeah, I don't want to say now. I don't want to.
No, tell me. We make bold claim. This is good.
I think
15:25.
15:25.
That's in the dark though. You're in the glow sticks.
That's probably going to be me.
The race used to start earlier and now starts a bit like we start after 7.
Yep.
It's not ideal for beating the dark because then what are we going dark at 7:30 in the summer?
I do some of my best work in the dark anyway, so that's all right. So that's
12 and a half hours is pushing it.
Yeah, so I reckon 14s would be a good outcome.
Okay.
Well, I've overshot it then, haven't I?
Yeah, that's brilliant. Yeah, shit. Well, I'll be happy.
Underestimate.
Anywhere in
overachieve.
between, that will be.
If we don't miss anything,
ideal.
14 would be
nice.
Ideal. All right, cool. So then on that, 14 hours, I'm probably going to need to eat, and I'm probably going to need to piss, and I'm probably going to need to shit in that time, I imagine. How does that work?
Shit yourself, piss yourself.
Yeah.
Do you really? Have you?
If you're racing it, you would. Yeah, it's very common when you're in the race full gas
To win it.
So
Just to shit yourself. Of course. Why wouldn't you?
because it's pretty. Like, you've cut fibre out for a few days prior. You've been eating.
So it just comes out, just flows nicely out.
Mate.
Oh.
It's almost water. So you don't, as a bit of a tip, don't sort of shake or high five a pro athlete as they're coming toward the finish line for good reason.
Because he's probably dripping in
he
shit.
or she.
Yeah,
he or she. Trust me, it doesn't matter. Everyone's doing it if they're in it to win.
Everybody poops, mate.
Everybody
Everybody
does. Yep.
But you probably won't have to. So if we'll cover off the shit talk first. We'll clog you up for the 3 or 4 days prior, or we'll just cut fibre out of your diet.
Sounds fucked.
You'll still be going to the toilet, but it won't be playing around.
It'll
on the
hurt.
race
It'll,
day.
it's gonna be this big.
Fucking shitting out a trophy.
Yeah.
Christ.
Your organs will still work all right.
Nice.
Yeah, and then you live off sports drink and gels.
Great.
For the day, so that also will bind you up a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
So you probably find you won't need to, and you might actually take a few days after because you're gonna burn so many calories through the day, right?
Oh yeah.
So it'll throw your guts around for a few days afterwards. So we can address that when the time
So I don't
comes.
even get to have a good fucking after party after.
Cross that
It's
bridge.
just
Give it
gonna
a
be
day.
like,
Give it a day.
How? So once I'm done as well, how long does it actually take me to be able to walk again?
You'll be okay. We've got time to condition you for that.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll be right the next day. You'll
Really?
just be a bit
I'll be
stiff.
right the next day.
To walk, not run.
All right. Is there a big party that happens after?
It used to be,
Oh.
and that sort of
Well,
dwindled a bit.
there's
But
a fucking
the next
party
night
happening
there
this
is.
time, I tell you that.
there
Hammer.
is. At the top of the
next
Busselton
night.
jetty.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Maybe, sorry, at the start of the Busselton jetty. We don't have to walk out there.
I'll be
Yeah.
having me glow sticks
Yeah.
when I'm still running, still on. Yeah.
Shelter's great down there, so they're right behind the event this year too. So I'd say there'd be a bit more of a function the following night. But pissing, you'll piss when you feel like it.
Yeah.
On the bike, you're not legally allowed to on course. You can get penalised.
You're
You're not allowed to
piss.
do it as you're riding.
Not in plain view. So you need to disguise it essentially, or stop at a portaloo at an aid station. So there'll be aid stations every 20k on the bike.
So why wouldn't you just, if the bloke's beating you, just pissed on you? Oh, he pissed on me, and then he's out.
They got to see it, and then you can sort of like use a water bottle.
Won't they be able to? There's pretty strong evidence that they've just pissed themselves and shat themselves, though, surely.
The shitting stuff doesn't matter. It's you haven't
So shit doesn't matter.
So if you shit and piss at the same time,
that's
got him. Hang on a minute.
You can't see that though, right? So
Hang on a minute. He shit, but also look at the front of him.
okay.
Yeah. There's a little bit of weed there.
Get him out of here.
Yeah.
yeah, you probably find you might need to go once.
Right. Okay. All right. Cool. Well, that makes me feel a little bit better.
You're gonna
And trust me,
sweat
a lot.
I'm going to be
Sweating
stopping.
all
I'm going
out.
to be. I won't be shitting myself on a bike. I'll be stopping and using a toilet.
Use the
I reckon.
toilet, eh?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fine
Good.
for that.
Very good. And then when you actually run and you're doing it all, can you listen to music?
No.
Fuck me.
Need to listen to the officials.
Oh my god, that's a lot. That's a lot of time in your
Yeah.
own head just saying.
It's all right. We'll train that.
Okay. All right. So how do you train that?
Don't use music.
Oh, fuck. It sounds shit. All right. So for the rest of the week, what have you got me doing? Run me through what I've got the rest of the week. Go.
You go and ride your bike for a few hours, or just under a few hours tomorrow.
Yep.
I know you're on the spin bike at the moment, but we're working on getting you an actual
Yes, we are.
race bike.
Yes, we are.
Nice.
And then that'll save you an hour straight up.
Unreal.
That's how necessary it is. And then on Wednesday, it'll replicate like today's,
Yep.
where you'll swim and run. Eventually, that run on a Wednesday will become a bit harder
Yep.
once your body can tolerate it, just to allow you to absorb more of the easy running and easy riding. And then on Thursday, that ride will become quite hard eventually. But at the moment, it's just time. We're trying to make you super consistent.
It already feels hard.
It already
but,
feel
yeah.
hard. It should do. And then it'll never feel easier because you'll just get fitter.
I know this is supposed to have been like good bits of advice, but this has really been.
We haven't really had this chat yet. So
Yeah,
I've been
okay.
waiting for this opportunity.
Holy shit. All right, cool. That sounds good. Well,
Yeah.
I'm going to get you back on an episode with me because we're going to talk all about your actual Ironman career, which is just amazing and all the things that you've been able to do. We'll get you on as well, back on for a bit of a check-in in a few weeks' time, I'm sure. But thanks for coming on. Can't wait to get into this training with you, and can't wait to get to these fucking people that are in the group chat, the bastards.
Day one. Remember, it's day one.
Well, that was fucking wild.
Mate, I have been a professional athlete doing 35 to 40-hour weeks, but I'm running around chasing a football and enjoying myself, and he is sitting on a bike for 600 to
In his
700
own
k's
head,
a week.
no music, just
And
fucking
loving it.
and just loves it. It lives and breathes the thing, just shitting himself and loving it while he's doing
That
it.
was fucking insane. And just an understate, just a normal looking dude. You
Yeah.
wouldn't pick that he's a fucking psycho.
No, yeah.
Legit. Just like a normal looking dude. And you're like, oh, he's probably walking his kids to school in the morning.
He is.
And then he drops them off and goes and
And then
rides
goes and
700
does,
k's.
it's actually wild, isn't it? But
That is insane.
I do love the faith that he's got in me, which is good.
Yeah, I
And
respect the
that,
shit out of that.
I'm really buzzed up about
Yeah.
that. So we've actually got a little giveaway to do, Hammer. So
Okay,
behind
okay.
me, right here, we have got a Jack Chris signed jersey.
Oh,
Right?
I did see that. Yeah.
So this
There you
was
go. God
on the
almighty.
podcast a couple of weeks ago, and inside the episode, what I've been doing is I've been hiding a little code word, a little password,
Okay.
for the real fans of FatChat
Yep,
because
yep,
it's
yep,
deep
yep.
in there. It's not like in the first 10 minutes. It's not at the end. It's like at minute 42
Yeah,
or something.
an
42,
awkward minute.
39.
Yep.
Yeah. So we've got that hidden in there. And what I do is I get 4 names that have been just tagging the shit out of the post, right? You
Yep,
get, you get an
yep,
entry
yep.
for tagging people. I get their numbers. They don't have my number.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to give them a ring. We're going to put them in a little randomizer spinner.
Yep.
We're going to spin the shit out of the wheel. Whoever
Okay.
comes up, we're going to call them live. Right? It sounds super complicated. Keep fucking...
I'm with you. Yeah, I'm with you.
We're then going to call them live, and if they pick up and the first word that they say is the code word, which in this case is crispy for Jack Chris,
Crispy.
they can't say anything else. Ding, 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 ding. They win the.
Are they aware that they could potentially be getting a call
They have
this
been
time?
shortlisted because I needed their numbers. This is the
course.
thing. So like, it was just okay. You're shortlisted. You may be getting. I'm not saying when it is.
Yeah, gotcha.
So
they'll be
hopefully-
getting a call from an unknown number at a specific time. And
Yeah, well, not a specific
Yeah,
time. I've
but
just
just to-
gone.
yeah.
I'll be like, oh yeah,
Hey, get
thanks for the
yourself
number. Yeah, just be ready. So I'm hoping what's happened throughout the
pretty
day.
awkward if they get an actual unknown number.
So this
calling
is
them.
what I'm saying. Is hopefully,
crispy.
yeah. Well, that's what,
What
I'm
the fuck?
hoping. That's what I'm hoping has been happening the whole of today. Is they're just picking up numbers, going crispy.
Crispy.
All right. So who we've got in the draw
Crispy,
today?
hey mate, it's Ledger Energy here, and you're way overs on your bill. Who the fuck's Crispy?
So we've got 4 people in the draw today.
Sure.
We've got Macy.
Nice.
We've got Courtney B.
Courtney B. Okay.
We've got Courtney J.
Courtney J. There
And
you
we've
go.
got Beck.
Okay.
All
Courtney,
right.
Courtney, Beck, and Macy.
Yep. So we're going to spin them in the little randomizer here, and then I've got the numbers. We'll give them a call. We'll put them
Sure.
through the audio. All right. Let's have a spin. Who are you going for?
Courtney J.
Courtney J. It's actually gone to the spare space. We're going to have to spin that one again. Oh, that's
That is-
we'll spin that again.
How
Hang on.
good's the- yeah,
we'll do
that's-
that again. Hang on,
That
we'll
is
spin that
awesome.
again.
Probably could have got rid of the
and we're going.
spaces.
Ding, 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 ding. It's Beck.
Beck. Huge. Okay.
Wow.
Beck.
Did you hear the nice little ding when it came on? That was great. All right. So let me get Beck's number up. Hang on.
04. No.
All right.
Yeah, we might as well call Joel again.
All right. So just to be clear, she has to answer it. First thing she says is crispy.
Gotcha.
And then do we have some sirens? Do we have some excited stuff that we can put Yeah, that's great. That's great. All right, cool. Let's do that. All right,
Just
ready?
a couple of people cheering. Here we go.
All right, here we go. I'm excited for it.
So am I.
My heart's actually racing.
Back it is. Okay.
Yeah, back. I feel like I'm winning the jersey. I'm so excited. Oh God, don't fumble the jersey.
She could be shitting. She could be shitting.
No.
Chrissy.
Oh, there it is! Beck!
Yes!
You are the winner of the Jack Chris signed jersey.
my
Well
goodness.
done. Oh, well
Crispy.
done. Congratulations, Beck.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're here
Very
live on the FatChat podcast. We've got Hamish Brayshaw with us as well today. And have you, just out of curiosity, have you answered the phone crispy to any other unknown numbers
Tell
today?
me you have, Beck.
I haven't. Thank you.
Thank
damn.
God. That is, I mean, good for you, but disappointing for us.
Well, thank you. Hey, thank you so much for being a Fat Chat listener. You've got yourself this signed jersey. It's bloody awesome. We'll be sending it out to you. Have you been? You've been tuning into Fat Chat? Been loving it?
I have. I've been loving it, and this has just made my night even better. So thank you so much.
Oh, it's what we like to do, isn't it, Hammer?
Shit, yeah,
love
we do,
that.
Beck. That's massive.
Now,
Well done.
the next question, Beck, is: are you signing up to the Fat Chat challenge?
I think I need to.
There it is.
I'm in
Okay.
Melbourne at the moment,
Ding,
and I've
ding,
eaten
ding.
way too much this weekend. So
I've been there with you. I'm right there with you, Beck. I mean, I don't know you. I don't know what you look like. I don't know what you do. But regardless of where you're at, I think the Fat Chat Challenge will still be pretty fun. So
Absolutely.
you can gain muscle on there. You can
We
lose
can gain
weight.
muscle, we can lose weight, we can
It's not
train
just
at
for
home.
fatties like me.
It's not just for fatties like Hammer. Yeah, exactly right.
And Scully and Dan. Yeah.
Well, Beck, congratulations. We're sending this jersey out to you. Thanks for
yeah, Beck.
listening to Fat Chat. Let's get shredded on the challenge coming up. Can't wait. And have a good rest of your trip in Melbourne.
can't wait. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Beck.
See
See
ya,
ya.
Beck.
Bye. That was awesome.
Wow, well
How good was
done.
that? Do you know how, were you excited as
I was excited.
How
I was
fun is
awkward.
that?
It was awkward because, like, what is she? It took a while. It rung for a little bit.
It did,
So she's
yeah.
obviously doing something. I typically have my phone on me, and if it rings, I'm like, okay, there you go, and a number. If I knew I was getting a call,
Yes.
So she could have been pooing.
Yeah, she very
I mean, yeah, we've been talking about
Beck.
shitting ourselves with Matt,
Oh,
so
yeah, well.
that's just what I'm going.
It's a
for.
possibility.
It
You
is.
are right. You are right.
Beck, if you were, and you're hearing this, let us know. I don't think you were.
Oh God! Well, that was so good. I'm sorry. Both the giveaways have just been
That was great. There
They've
you go.
nailed them, so that's really good. One more little bit. It's sort of like a new segment, actually, Hammer, that I'm going to do. So I do a little bit of disability support work. I don't know if you've seen that on my
I have,
story.
yes, I have.
Do you do some stuff with Whatability as well?
Yes, I do.
you
I've done a bit of disability stuff. I work with WADSA, WA Disabled Sports,
Yeah.
out at the West Coast. So they're in the town of Vic Park. I do a bit of work with them, and then Healthy Strides is an OT clinic. So I do a
Great.
little bit of work with some kids with cerebral palsy as well. So
Super
it's
fun, hey?
Awesome fun.
So good. So I've been, how it started was I was the assistant coach down at the integrated side down at CBC.
Yep.
And just was coaching the guys, was good fun. And then I sort of hit it off with one of the guys there, Noel, who's got Down syndrome. So I then started doing a little bit of care work with Noel, and it's just become this thing that we hang out on a Monday and
Cool.
we get up to all sorts of different antics. And pretty much he's a little bastard, but he's got charm and he's really funny. And he's just a character,
Good on
right?
him. Integrated footy is fun. Have you ever done blind footy?
No.
Mate, that's fucked.
That's
so hard. It is like there's these, so you can wear these glasses and there's different levels of vision impairment, but like it is so hard. And watching the people who actually play and know how to play and the way they, I mean, obviously it's living with it is a challenge, but like you have this ball and there's a bell in there, but like I've seen it happen, and I put these goggles on and try and play, and I've got no idea. What I'm doing. I'm a reasonably good
you're
footballer.
a gun, like, your hand-eye coordination.
It is that is like integrated footy's awesome. Blind footy, it's a different level of fish.
Yeah.
It's a different kettle of fish. It's fucking cool.
So that's how I got involved with Noel, and we go and do all these little adventures every Monday. We take him out, do stuff. It's really good fun. So there's one little thing that's lacking in Noel's life, right? And he needs a special friend. Of
course he does.
He needs a special friend. And I'm kind of sick of him fucking cracking on to my girlfriend Beck. Because I'll be honest, it's like if she's around, holy shit, you should see him. He's like, he
turns the charm on.
Oh, big time. He's opening the doors. He's sort of hands around the hips. He's
Chivalry's
telling me
not
to
dead,
fuck off.
Nolly boy.
No, he's,
I like it.
He's very much on top of it, right? So what I thought is maybe we start doing a little segment. I've done it before on my Insta, but we didn't have much luck. But I kind of want to put out the call to find a special friend for Noel.
Shit, yeah.
Right?
How old's Noel?
So Noel's 31, right?
God.
31. He's keeping himself in really good nick, right?
Obviously, fat
I'm
chap.
talking, he is like, his hair is always immaculate.
It is.
He smells great.
That's always important.
It's always very important, right? And he's got a bit of charm. He's got a bit of character.
And he's chivalrous.
And he's very chivalrous.
yeah, no.
Yeah. So
I love it.
what I'm after is I really want to put the call out to see if we can try to tee up something, because I'm sure that somebody else out there is a disability support worker. Maybe you've got a family member, maybe you've got a friend, whatever, that might be a good match for Noel.
There we go.
And we kind of want to like take him, on some dates, tee him up. We'll just
Nice.
sort of see what happens. So he's an absolute character. Go check if you want to see an image of Noel. Go to my Insta. He's all over it. He's a very, very funny man. And
We're finding him a girl.
we want to find him a girlfriend. So if you know anybody, let's get the word out.
Shit, yeah.
And I want to get Noel on here. I want to ask him what he wants in a girl.
Nice.
All that sort of stuff. So it's gonna be good fun. So awesome. Well, Hammer, thank you so much
Fuck
for joining
yeah.
us. It's been a good
It has
episode.
been. What a
I've
hoot.
had a lot
It's
of
been
fun.
great. Not going to be
It's
as fun
been
as our
really
golf day, but
yeah. It's going to be great. But if you've been thinking about it, everybody out there, BackChat challenge. We start in 2 weeks'
yeah, we do.
time. $25 a week, one-on-one coaching, personalised cookbooks, all the group chats with all the boys there. Everything. It's going to be great. Sign up at www.bodymagic.fit. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and follow to the FatChat podcast. Go check out Hammer Swings over at Hammer's Insta
get
page. What's your
yourself over
Insta handle again?
At Sugar Bray.
Sugar Bray, so good. Make sure you go check it out. But thank you so much for joining. We'll see you next week.
Shit, yeah.